Time to check out this four-seater Ferrari. It's fun for the whole family. Let's take a look. This one's actually been here for a little bit. It was dropped off quite a while ago knowing it's going to be here for a little while, and now we've got time to dig in. We've been working really hard and getting lots of cars out of the shop. We were backed up pretty bad, and now we're starting to get caught back up. This is a 1995 Ferrari 456 GT. And yes, it can seat 4 people, which is kind of cool. But for a Ferrari purist, it's not cool. Totally not cool at all. But I think these cars are really good. You guys know Hoovy from Hoovy's Garage has a baby blue or very light blue one that we worked on. It was actually on Car Trek. Obviously this one wasn't on Car Trek, but it's just as cool, if not cooler, because it's a manual and it's really cool green color. It may look a little blue on the camera. When Hoovy filmed this in the shop probably a few weeks ago, everyone said, hey, that's a nice blue Ferrari. It's not blue, guys. It's like British racing green almost. So let's take a look around this thing and let's look under the hood. It's a really sweet looking engine. So we were road testing this car yesterday and Bill picked up his Lotus. You guys have seen the Esprit S4S that's been in the shop. He said, hey, that's a nice Ford Probe, Wizard. I said, no, it's not a Ford Probe, Bill. It definitely doesn't sound like one either. It's in very good shape. Most of these Ferraris are in pretty good shape. I've seen a few that aren't. Luckily, it doesn't have the carbon ceramic brakes. It has standard metal brakes. That would be the way I would have a supercar or an exotic. Look at this really cool scoop, guys. And it's functional. Unlike a Ford Probe, where it's not functional, this one really works. Around back it has quad exhaust and quad taillights and the beautiful prancing horse. You don't find that on a Ford Probe. This thing sounds amazing, guys. Here in a minute when I start it, I'll give it a few revs. We've got it warmed up. We've been road testing it, so I'll give you guys a few revs. It sounds really good. It's got Capristo exhaust on it. We'll take a look at that when we put it on the lift. I will open the bonnet. Kind of cool that it leaves the headlights behind. But there's our beautiful V12. These things not only sound amazing, they perform very well, especially for 1995. 442 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 5.2. Quarter mile in 12.9. That's really pretty good power. It's not like it's some big 7 or 8 liter engine. It is a 5.5 liter V12. It doesn't have really any serious engine problems. It is here for a timing belt service and a water pump and go through and do all those things. We're also going to be checking the valve clearances on this one, pulling the valve covers off. Just parts alone, the bill is going to start racking up on this thing. We do use the Hill Engineering bearings on our timing belt kits. A very good upgrade. That is a beautiful engine, guys. Let's go ahead and let Mrs. Wizard check out the interior. It's a wonderful camel tan color.
So, view from the driver's seat, you can see 43,000 miles on this thing. Not too many. And you can tell, as we look at this car, it is in such an awesome state. It's almost like it rolled out of the showroom floor. The leather is, as you can see, the camera does pick it up and change the color ever so slightly, but it is a pretty kind of a peach melon kind of a color on the leather, and you can tell on the door panel that there is that camel kind of carpet, which is a little bit darker than the Wizard's 308 Ferrari. As we can see, we have lots of different gauges, definitely keeping track of that engine out there. And what's interesting is where we normally would find HVAC controls, we don't. As we see, we do have the 6-speed gated shifter right here. And right next to it, if I lift that up, ashtray. Simple as it can be. No special thing, you just flick it up, flick it down. This is where our radio controls are, and our HVAC is down here. As we move back between the seats, you can see we have some molded areas. I don't know how well anything would actually stay in these little compartments right here if you're, really giving it the beans, as the wizard says. But I think they would come flying back. But the seats are quite comfortable. Have some good bolster on the sides. Obviously, these leather is in really good shape. We've got leather on the door panels as well, with a little bit of an accent of black as well. If we move up to the headliner, leather as well. There are a couple of little spots there that are starting to separate, but nothing that I would be worried about right now. As we move to the back seats, and yes, we do. I just said the words back seat in a Ferrari. And you can see we have they are 2 bucket seats. We do have an ashtray that's sticking out. I wouldn't say there's a lot of leg room in here, but if you've got 3 buddies and you're wanting to take them out on a ride in a Ferrari, here you go. This would be the car for you. I don't know how well you would be traveling down the road with all that extra weight, but it is still an option. As we come back to the steering wheel, we are new enough that we have the bigger centerpiece of our steering wheel because there is, as it says, an airbag beneath. But we do have a lovely prancing horse as well. Wizard, stop playing with the horn. You guys would love driving with him sometime. He likes to push buttons. As we do look up at this post, we do see that at least at one time it looks like there could have been a radar detector installed in its lifetime. Otherwise, this is a really good interior, but I'm curious what it looks like underneath. Let's get this up in the air.
Oh look, I don't have to do anything goofy, do headstands, cartwheels, or anything crazy to get this thing on the lift. I put it in neutral, shut it off, and the car is happy to let me roll it where I need it to go. As you guys probably heard, you heard a pulley making a squealing noise, and this does have a belt squeal. That's why it's here, to get not only the serpentine belt taken care of, but also the timing belt and bearing tensioner, everything, complete service. We did have the kick panels, as you saw, were apart when Mrs. Wizard did the interior. We were pulling the codes to see why the check engine light was coming on under full throttle, and we found some oxygen sensor codes. So we'll be taking care of that. Another issue the customer had was this driver's door on the interior. The handle came loose. It wouldn't open the door anymore, and it was just a plastic grommet inside the door. Magic Mike has already fixed that. It's back in business again. We were able to fix that with a small plastic linkage clip that you could find on just about any car. So unlike some other Ferrari dealerships or exotic shops where they would say, oh, you need a hole this and a hole that, it's going to be $2 grand, $5 grand, it was 50 cents. Now we did have time to take the door apart and everything, but it didn't have to be $5 grand all the time. We're going to get this thing on the lift and take a look underneath. One of the issues the customer had was with the suspension system. You can change sport or comfort and everything, and he said when he would change the settings, nothing would happen. There was no change. And secondly, it was riding a little low in the rear end. We just made some small adjustments here or there. It was adjusted way too low in the rear end. We'll put this on the lift and we'll take a look. Finally, an exotic car that doesn't have panels everywhere. If you watch Car Trek, we had Hoovies 456 up in the air, and it was very similar to this. You can see the whole drivetrain. Look at these little baby oil filters, 2 of them, Mrs. Wizard.
They're so cute.
You see the front crank seal is leaking there. That will be addressed when we do the timing belt service. All the parts are in the process of being ordered. This is just a ventilation vent. There's nothing going on there like coolant or oil or anything. There's our little ABS unit. The fans, the radiator's nice and dry. Nothing leaking there. Oil cooler is nice and dry. Let's check this wheel out here. Brakes look good. Nothing loose. The strut is dry. And our little sway bar link is tight. Here's our oil pan for the engine. Everything's nice and dry there. Go over to this wheel. Brakes are good. Everything's nice and tight. Nice dry strut. We might take care of this for the customer instead of having silver duct tape. At least put something there that looks more appropriate, like black. Or just repair that hose. This is very similar to the Aston Martin you guys just saw, that the transmission is not right here. This is just the bell housing and the clutch. And as we can see, which is as common with so many of these 456s, is the connector for the crank sensors just disintegrate. You can see it right here. Also, this one is just disintegrating. We'll be getting new crank sensors to take care of that. Here's our transaxle, transmission, whatever you want to call it, our 6-speed manual. It is nice and dry. It's not leaking anywhere. The output seals are nice and dry. Check the CV shafts, they're nice and dry. We made some adjustments here on our rear struts. They were way low. We were able to get it up to proper ride height. It rides good now, and it also sits just like it's supposed to, nice and even. The brakes look good here. Nothing loose. Sway bar link is good. Check this wheel. These are hydraulic adjustable shocks in the rear, so you see the pressure line going to it here. And nothing wet there. Again, we readjusted some of the settings and it sits very well now. Right here it's wet. When this car came in, this little valve right here, where my hands is around, is the ride height valve. And the little arm was fully disconnected and not even doing anything. That's why when he changed the settings, nothing happened. The system started working again like it's supposed to when I repaired the arm. But now that we're starting to use this valve that hasn't been used in who knows how long, it's starting to leak. It's just got age to it. We got a quote going for the new valve on that, and it'll get that taken care of. It works, but it leaks, so we're not going to let it leave out of here leaking. Active spoiler here. This actually moves when you're driving. It can come down, move in and out. There's little arms that can move that in and out. And here is our Capristo exhaust. Look at those beautiful mufflers, guys. Capristo. So it gives it its amazing, amazing sounds. So we'll go ahead and get this thing back on the ground.
So car was starting to look a little like Christmas in here between the red and green Ferraris. Is that when you're going to get my 308 done?
It may be by Christmas, who knows. Like I said, we're finally getting caught up in the shop and we can actually start getting some work done on this thing. I just need to go through the carburetor, set them up, tune them, get the fuel lines ran, finish some things on the interior, and we could probably try to start it. These are a little bit the cheaper Ferrari if in the world of Ferraris. If you're looking for a nice car that is a Ferrari, but not want to spend $140,000, these can actually have for a little cheaper, way cheaper than that. Now, just because you got this car for cheaper than other Ferraris doesn't mean that the prices are any cheaper. They're just as expensive as the other Ferraris. I haven't checked prices on any of the cars with the current inflation thing we have going on. This may be worth a lot more than I think, but it's still going to be cheaper than a 360 or a 355 or something like that. This Ferrari being different than this one is that the engine's in the front. It's part of the V12 family, 456, 550, 575. Those are all very similar drivetrain, very similar setup. We're going to get some prices together and see what the customer wants to do on this, but as you can see, it needs quite a bit of work, but it's nothing like, oh my God, this thing's broken. It's all either basic services that have to be done regardless, and some minor repairs here and there. I know you guys have noticed this car in the background and said, we want to see a video on the 456, so you finally got what you asked for. We checked this thing out and it is really nice. So if you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to work on this 456, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut and we really appreciate it. All the tools that I use in the shop are listed for sale there. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're constantly got cool cars coming in the shop and we constantly have cool projects going on. Hit the button, guys. Thanks for watching.